The final time we are live. And are we online? Okay, we have Redstone with us as well. And okay, guys, everyone just please do a mic test.
Lamaumul.
And the suffering.
Okay, that's what you say. Come on, bro.
I can't hear Redstone.
Okay, no man.
Can you hear me?
Yes, just a sec. Yes, we are all audible. I'm just gonna very quickly share the link with the kind people in the Discord channel who are receiving this link for the third time today.
I have nothing to say anymore.
I mean, it's good to know that I turned Formation Lab on. I thought I turned it off.
And I hope everything
Yeah,
else.
I don't know what to say anymore. I'm just so cars go around in circles for 36 laps, and then whoever doesn't crash or leave the lobby wins. There you go. That's my definition of this race.
Yep, and I believe.
So, what are your predictions, boys, for the sprint at least?
I predict that Cody's. Please don't mess this lobby up. For the love of God, I cannot handle it. We cannot take this.
It's my lobbies. I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, your lobbies are goated, Redstone. So we have 13 drivers with us as we did during the qualifying session, and we have a disqualification for Sid and Harshi. And we have somebody cutting the corner, Spandan, and he's doing donuts. At the
Not again. Please don't tell me restart again.
No.
I think
he is just. I'm not sure what he's doing, Spandan, but he is.
Yeah, I don't know why people are driving slow right now, guys. I think they actively are taking a break from racing.
Yeah, I think everybody's gone through.
It's been over an hour since qualifying ended.
I mean, that's nothing new for us. We have everybody on medium.
It's the shooter's first pole, by the way.
Possibly.
I think he was on pole in Jeddah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't follow that race. Wasn't there, unfortunately. What a return to comms, and Spandan is really not giving his tires any.
Maybe.
And Nukshan's in the wall as well.
Maybe we needed Shrikant to harness all of the bad luck and the dirty driving in him as a vessel. Now without him, the powers are unleashed, and this is what happens. Maybe
Hello, Caesar. Anybody wants to say anything to the supreme leader here?
Maybe you should. Never mind. I don't want to be kicked out of the league.
Okay, boys, I think everybody
good to have you in the chat, Caesar. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Great, glorious. Okay. Glory to
one of you take us through the race chart, please, boys. I'll do the camera work.
Alright. Here we go. 3, 4, 5. Red lights. Lights.
Okay.
Out and away we go. Shooter gets a decent start. Smith gets a very good start, but he loses it on pickup. So Raman's got him off of the launch. Shooter and Oxidize pretty pedestrian heading into turn one, but Smith is definitely not pedestrian, and I knew something like this would happen. And he has been forced to go by Nuption.
Nuption taking out boards. Damn.
Just following Smith for no reason.
Line.
Meanwhile, Raman on the back of Oxidize, he's going for a move.
Yeah, down the
and
inside.
He makes it. There's some contact. There's a lot of contact, I think. Oh. But somehow they've managed to hold it together.
Rulesmo won, side by side still. Brilliant. From Oxidize keeps the position. And Spandan and Sid Venkatesh going to be sniffing around. Shooter, meanwhile.
Oh, Spandan makes a mistake. Sid is hunting him and Sid has got him. And now Raman.
Spandan was riding that curb like there was no tomorrow. So.
Yep, and he's very close to the rear.
He's coming
left.
back at Sid.
Yup, and into a Scary, he's gonna make the move, and is Sid gonna try to hold it out? No, he can't.
But yeah, definitely check out of that.
Oh, some track limits going on.
No track limits being monitored there.
Harshi and Vintage, and look at behind them, Abdul trying to get a double slipstream into Parabolica or the Alboreto corner, but he decides to back off sensibly.
I don't think I've seen Abdul make 2 on track. And how is Harshi already out of ERS? I saw his light blinking.
That's just something you do.
That's skill. That's pure class right there.
Yep. But as we start lap 2 of the
Meanwhile,
sprint,
Malav going for a move on Abdul.
yep, and this is a nice
Oh,
camera
from
angle.
the outside.
Oh, Red Bull!
And
Red
he
Bull
gets
taps in.
rear-ended again.
Yep, Noble
I
Garter
mean,
taps in.
Carter, I
So the
think,
spirit of
didn't
Shrikant lives on.
And meanwhile, Ramen has overtaken Oxidize now.
Yep, and we have Abdul letting Smith by, or what is he going on here? The one of the alphas is driving pretty slowly. The timing screen is all glitched out as usual. But the two Alpha Romeos in formation, they've not had a particularly good start, especially not Smith, who's had a pretty dismal start. But up ahead, up ahead, Shooter leading by almost 2.5 seconds from Ramen. What a brilliant start for him.
And Noble Garter has the Shrikant seal of approval. I don't know whether he wanted that, but okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Malav's rear end is quite famous in this D2 grid, apparently.
Yeah, people love Malav's rear end.
Something to look out for.
And Harshi getting so incredibly close to the Alpine's rear end. PSI, you will like that. And as they go out of Ascari, approaching Parabolica. Oh, one of the Alfa Romeos just run a bit wide
That's
there.
gonna be side by side.
And
but who,
no,
do you
Vintage is
want to
fast.
be leading here? Because you're gonna get DRS.
And look how he's both being Harshi's being squeezed onto the edges of the racetrack there, the edges of the track limits, and they're still going side by side. There's some fantastic racing between the two blue-colored
These are for points.
cars.
These are for pretty much the last
and
point.
that's it.
in the sprint.
Hershey, yeah, and
Is it
but up
just
ahead,
me or
Oxidize,
does-
Oxidize make the move on Ramen into
Oh,
turn
no,
one,
no, no,
Retifilio,
I don't know this.
and
That
this
he put a
and
little
that's
sneaky on him there.
that's going to open up
sneaky
the door for
sauce.
Spandan. Spandan's right
Look
there.
at Shooter.
3.6 seconds, but Oxidize 1.8 what is it, milliseconds behind Ramen, but not for long, as he is now 2 tenths behind. Yeah.
Raman's slow out of the chicane and Oxidize gets an excellent drive. I think he's just playing it calm right now, waiting for DRS to get the job done.
Yep, and we have Noble Garter into the pit lane onto the softs.
And
I
Raman
assume,
runs a little wide again and Oxidize in the
DRS.
back of him.
yeah, with DRS into Ascari, can he make the move?
I don't think he's going to go for a move. I think he's going to get the job done on the main straight.
That'll be
They
sensible
can't
actually, you
afford
know,
to be too
because
cute though, because Spandan is right there.
I mean he's
And
gonna get
Spandan's deploying all the way.
Oh, Malav spun!
Nothing new
Oh,
there, but let's get back to the battle.
exit of
How do
Ascari,
you- oh,
and Abi making the move on Abdul. Can he make the move around the outside of
Meanwhile,
Parabolica?
Oxidize on the back of Raman now. He should be getting this move done right now.
Into turn one, I think he's gonna make the dive. Do you think so?
Ramen defends
No, he goes around the outside.
What?
Okay. Is he going to be able to break late
He's
enough
really
or
limited
get
by
the
what
switch
Ramen
back?
can do in terms of defending. He forces Ramen
Nice
to
switch back,
overshoot.
but no,
And now
Ramen
he's
gets a
gonna
good exit.
Try and get it through Curva Grande, and will it be a Grande move?
Ramen has the track position, Oxidize has the faster
I think Oxidize
car
is
at the
gonna
moment,
prioritize
but
the
no,
DRS.
Oxidize is playing it safe and not taking
Meanwhile,
too
Smith
many.
has worked himself all the
Oh,
way back into the
Oxidize.
points after that lap 1 disaster.
But look, Ramen's getting some very poor exits out of the Della Rogia chicane.
Raman's just all over the place right now, and
Yeah.
Oxidize has to be a little cautious here.
But he needs to make the move fast because he's losing time and he's falling into the clutches of the Williams of Spandan. That's really going to be detrimental to his sprint. And speaking of
Spandan
which,
would have nicely saved
Oxidize.
some charge.
Yeah, I think Spandan is just waiting in the wings, just waiting to see what happens. And he makes a mistake which opens up the door for Sid Venkatesh as they go on to the run up to Parabolica. Alboreto corner.
It's turning into-
Can Sid do
Turning into
anything?
a
I
nice
think.
DRS train.
Yep, this is a nice DRS train. I think
Sid
Raman
clicked
just
so
gets.
early there. What was that?
What happened there? I'm not sure. Oh no, Harshi in the wall. Sorry, Spandan in the wall. My bad, my bad.
Spandan
My
in the
bad.
wall. Was he
That's gonna be a
preempting that? Is
safety
Sid
car.
of
That's a
Fortune's-
VSC. I
Yes,
think it's a
that's-
VSC.
it's a
Is
no,
it
it's a safety car.
Oh,
It's a safety car.
Shooter's
Full course
lead.
safety
That
car.
was a big one.
That was a
4
pretty big crash.
seconds.
Yep.
Yeah.
4 seconds. And what happened here? Okay, all okay. An option in the pits. Malav, is he going to pit? Yes, he is going to pit. As the
I think
Noble
he's
Guard is
getting the
stopping
ER,
at Delta Delta.
glitch.
Yeah, that's just
No
what happened.
point in switching tires really, is there? Because these are gonna get used
I
up for your
think.
race now.
Wouldn't you rather save a set for the main race?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's a completely dry race, but then again, they don't have to worry about the quali sets being used up because there has been no quali.
I was just going to point that out.
Yeah. So guys,
Shooter
PSI and
punching
Redstone,
the
what do you
air,
think?
I think it's going to be Shooter, Oxidize, and Raman, or maybe even Shooter, Oxidize, Sid Venkatesh on the podium.
Okay, that's
for the sprint race.
I think
And
I think the same. Shooter is on the podium for sure. Lamau.
Well, Shooter, you know who to blame.
And we have another request to come join the comms box, Shrikant.
Nah, boss.
no, hell no.
Hell nah.
Shrikan,
We don't do that
the same
here.
guy. Isn't this the same guy who said he couldn't drive because he was out or something?
I think Monza scared him quite a bit, so
No.
I wouldn't blame him.
Redstone, I think Caesar has a very interesting.
Analogy.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that.
No, what is he saying though?
Yeah, Gripstone does.
Oh, vintage in the pits.
Yeah, I asked him to email me for tips. I don't think he's done that yet, so.
Look at how. Oh my god, Ramen. Just...
Did
And
you just
vintage-
see what Shooter did? Like, I thought there's probably a glitch, but Shooter
A
just
vintage
went.
boxed. Okay, so
Yeah, I think that was probably a glitch. The gaps make no sense. But
Is it just me or was Vintage having a bit of a seizure with this car? It's probably a
vintage
glitch, I
boxed.
don't know.
Vintage
But
boxed.
Jishnu, welcome.
Welcome, Jishnu. At this point,
Now, do
we're
you
usually
think
doing
any
the
of
race
these
interviews.
software runners can actually cook something up in the 2 laps that will remain?
Chaos would
Nah, I
be the
honestly
meal
don't
that
believe
they'll be
that.
cooking.
You know
Okay.
the thing, everyone probably could have started on softs because tire was not that much of an issue here, and neither is tire overheating. And if the 3 laps were taken away by safety car, you can definitely do 6 laps on softs.
See, I'm just a bit doubtful as to what these soft boys will be able to achieve, soft runners.
Malav pitched twice, so yeah.
Question to Reds. Okay. Redstone Vifix, you might like to read the chat. Something for y'all, both of y'all. Oh, we have a person who stopped. Noption is stopped. And Dal Makhani
I
asks
think
why
he
the
has the delta glitch. I think he
Dal
has the
Makhani.
delta
One
glitch.
sec, guys. Dal Makhani is asking why is the old guy pitting? Now, who exactly is the old guy in this scenario?
Which old guy?
Who's the old guy
Too many
here?
old guys here.
I apologize to Malav for that. But
Why do you need to apologize to Malav?
on his behalf, at least. On my behalf, I don't know on whose behalf. Now my brain is melting.
Noption with a penalty.
That reminds me of season 6 when I got a bunch of penalties on the safety car. He's making me proud.
Yes. And Noble got into the pits.
The glow. The
Whoa,
glow
Noption
from
spun!
season 6.
Oh,
Noption spun!
Has he pitched it? Has he pitched it?
he might be overtaken by
No,
Malav. He might be overtaken by Malav if he keeps this up.
I was about to say Redstone's glow up from season
And he
6
spun
is
again!
insane, and this down.
And Malav is actually gonna get him, I guess. Yes, he does. And Noption is now the last of the running cars.
Meanwhile, I
And
think, PSI,
some
I think your brother
other
is saying
language.
something in Telugu.
Yeah, some language which I
Ni
don't
amma
speak.
noru musko. Damn, I wouldn't be taking that.
Okay.
Something.
వీళ్ళు నాకు పెనల్టీ ఇస్తున్నారు. Nice.
Damn.
Good to hear Telugu in the chat. Nostalgic.
There's a very famous Telugu song whose lyrics I know, but I can't really say it.
Natu.
No. That's a very. There's one more. There's one more. There's one more.
Okay.
I will send it to you.
Oh, Randi Babu, that one.
There you go. You said it.
I mean,
It's not a bad thing in Telugu.
A
It's
certain
supposedly bad in
certain,
Hindi.
Randi.
person.
Oh my God!
What?
In front of my eyes! No!
How did you do that?
He's just lost the car. I think he was trying to heat the tires, and he's just.
Bent it.
Ericsson hit us.
Right as the safety
Oh,
car is
no.
coming in. That is utterly painful for Oxidize. Now we have 2 retirees
That's
from
so
this
sad.
race.
Wow.
And with 2 laps to go as he crossed the line, it is Shooter's race. He has to hold it now. And Sid Venkatesh has to be on the offensive. Raman is going to be on the
Although
defensive.
this is probably one of the worst places to start as the leader.
But and
You're
what
gonna
is
get
Shooter going to do?
by
Shooter still
everyone.
tentative. Shooter has
Shooter's gone.
launched.
Shooter's gone.
No, he's not. He was running higher gears but not enough revs. And that's been a pretty chaotic restart. Look behind Sid, especially Smith and Hershey who are almost level pegging into turn 1. Retifilio Abdus joining the party. And this is going to be very close. I hope none of them come to
Raman
grief.
takes shooter out!
Oh
And the
no!
Smith collides into the
Oh no!
That's fucking garbage! Oh!
Sid
Let's
Venkatesh
go!
leads.
Meanwhile, Sid!
Leads.
Wow! Let's go!
Sid into the
Did
lead by
anybody see what
1.5
happened with
seconds.
Ramen and Shooter right there?
Raman,
He
yeah,
just needs
Raman
to
and
take it
shooter.
home.
No,
He
really
just needs to bring
missed
it
that.
home. There's no pressure.
And Shooter's
on
down
Sid.
in last
It
position.
always happens. Look at Noble Garter though. He's on softs and he is fifth.
And-
Smith for sure has damage. For sure he has damage.
Yeah, he collided with Raman's rear end, so I'm pretty sure he's missing
So-
an end plate or something there.
The gamble for softs has really
I'll
paid off for
hand it
Noble
over.
Garter. Who
I'll
is
hand it over to our rear end expert Shrikant. Do you think he has damage?
Yeah. He's only abreast with one particular rear end, so
Yep, it's one lap to go. Can Smith hold on to P4? Can Noble Garter attack him?
very thick, very thick, very thick.
And Nupshan and Shooter very close. Nupshan and Shooter almost making contact there. Into Parabolica they go, and
What's Sid doing? He's lost like half a second ever since he picked the lead.
I don't think Sid's taking any risks. I mean, he's just seen what's happened ahead of him. I didn't catch it on stream, but
Yeah,
unfortunately,
I
but
just
Noble
missed it.
Garter. Yeah, I missed it as well. I was focusing on the battle between Abdul and Smith and Williams of Hershey.
Yeah, can
So-
Noble Carter get up to P4? It's a tremendous job from Smith right now, holding this position, showing why he is leading the championship by the margin.
But
he
Noble
is.
Garter trying to go around the outside into Della Roja chicane. He breaks very late, but he can't break late enough because Smith is going to get the
Brilliant
inside
right there
line.
from Smith. That's good
Yep, and
defensive
Malav
driving.
and-
Meanwhile, Hershey has now caught up to Raman.
Yep,
Oh,
I
this is
believe
going to be
Raman has
interesting.
damage.
This is going to be
Raman has-
No
enticing.
DRS.
No DRS. And speaking of DRS, as they go into the DRS zone, Noble Garter still hounding Smith Shah, and he's
Oh,
gonna
he
get the
was
inside line.
sniffing.
Oh, this is too close. This is too close. Some very respectful racing between the two of them. And Noble Garter is gonna get the
On the
inside, and
outside,
Smith
Noble
can't
Carter
do
will get that. I
anything.
don't think Smith should fight it that
And
much.
yeah.
Oh, Smith has a momentum.
Oh,
Definitely Dobby.
oh.
Oh, he squeezed out. Meanwhile, Sid Venkatesh, you legend.
I think he's done
Ferrari
enough.
win this.
He's done
Strike
all
the
he
first
needs to
round.
do.
Winning in Monza, rounding up the final corner,
Oh,
keeps
Abhi
it
and
spin to
Smith.
the
What's
right.
Smith?
That's
Oh,
good racing.
buckets.
And Sid
Sid
Venkatesh wins
strikes
the
first
sprint
for the
race.
Scuderia.
Raman finishes P2,
Raman
Hershey
in
finishes
second.
P3. Noble Garter, what a gamble, what a fantastic effort there. Right at the end to get P4,
Double
Smith
Alpine
P5.
points PSI.
Let's
Yes.
go!
And
Alpine
Abdul is
pure
P8.
love.
And Nupshan into the pits. That was a very, very, very chaotic sprint race. And it culminated with Sid Venkatesh winning. A Ferrari winning at Monza. That is something I would love to see in real life. Unfortunately, I have to settle for it in the game.
Okay,
But
I am going to screenshot some Basil messages meantime and take that out of context later.
do go for do go with it. I shall go through the race results for the sprint. So Sid Venkatesh from P5 on the grid wins the sprint race. Raman finishes P2 after I think it was contact with Shooter right there at the end. But still he finished in P2. Hershey is P3. Noble Garter P4, a fantastic gamble there. He made 2 pit stops. Smith P5, I think he lost out right at the end there. Abhi is P6, very close to Smith. Vintage P7 in the other Alpine. Abdul is P8, the last of the point scorers for the sprint. Now it's at the top 8
Malav
point
takes
scorers.
the-
Malav, Shooter, Nupshan, Oxidize and Spandan. So Shooter is pretty unfortunate for Shooter. He was
fuming. He's gonna be fuming.
yeah, I think Raman's not going to be very popular with the AlphaTauri camp in the coming few hours.
Yeah, he was such, and that's a sensible AlphaTauri driver right there.
Yep.
Um,
Shooter was showing some very good pace. So now I
Yeah.
actually want to ask you guys, do you think that Shooter can end up on the podium from where he's starting right now?
I think so.
He
I don't see
definitely
why
has
not.
the pace.
Yeah,
He definitely has the
There's
pace.
there's very few cars in this race, so if the safety car numbers are a lot, as in like single DNFs for each, then it's very possible because the pack will constantly be getting bunched up.
And given the carnage we've seen in the sprint race, I don't see how few people can't make up a ton of positions.
What's the preferred
I think
strategy?
he'll
What do
be
you
more
think?
pissed that he's lost the 8 points.
What strategy do you guys think the driver should go for?
I would gamble on a soft ass start here because we've seen how much a good launch matters.
Yep.
But I sort of disagree.
And-
I would go with the mediums here, I feel. Mediums to
let's
hards.
find out.
Quite
Let's find
straightforward.
out. So we have nobody on the softs, one driver on the hards, which is Spandan, and the entire field on mediums.
I'm just going with the
Oh,
experiences
sorry.
that I've learned through this game, and that was the winning strategy on the last time, starting on soft tires to get the launch.
So,
But yeah, this
pretty
is just
one-sided with strategy we are at the moment.
if 1 to 13 remains the same, I will not race in D1.
You said it, not me.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna get banned anyway, so like there's no point.
I
in
mean,
you
yeah,
saying
fair
it. We all
enough,
know
fair
the truth.
enough, fair enough.
So, what are your strategy predictions? Do you think anybody's going to take a
I
soft
think
tire gamble
everyone's
at
is
any
gonna
point in the
yeah.
race?
Maybe a late safety car would potentially cause a few of these drivers to put on the softs.
I mean, I
Yeah,
think
also
definitely,
yeah, go ahead, PSI.
I think definitely Spandan is going for softs because he's on hards. I don't
On
imagine him
option
pitting
spins.
early on.
Yeah, you could also have the guy. There's always a guy who ends up kind of being stuck in no man's land. He's not fighting anyone. And if that's one of the medium runners, then they could easily nurse those tires even without the safety car to a soft tire finish, where then they can start capitalizing on the fact that everyone's going to be on old hards at the end.
Yes. So, what are your podium predictions, boys? Quick.
I would really love to see Sid take the win here. And I think Smith can potentially end up on the podium. And for Shooter's sake, I really hope he makes it to the podium because he
Jishnu
deserves
says
it.
Shooter will win the race. So,
So, PSI and Vifix, what are your predictions as Raman drives straight into the wall there? Wow.
Raman's been quite feisty this
Yep,
race.
we've
must
seen
say.
that in the
I
sprint.
would take.
Yeah.
I think Smith's going to win. He's come back from worse. I think Shooter's going to be
Oh.
second, and just because it's Monza, I'm going to say I want that Ferrari in P3. And we all know that Malav isn't doing it, so it has by default it's Smith.
And PSI?
And to be honest, like if Oxidize can build
I
up
feel
a bit of
it's gonna be
consistency,
Sid on the podium and
Yeah,
Smith on the
for
podium for sure.
Oxidizer's sake, I just want him
So-
to finish the race.
The race is about to start, and I will take us to the right. So it's 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights here at Monza, and it is lights out and away. We don't go yet. We go away now. Yes, all right. So Sid does not get a very good start. Harshi's got a
Harshi gets a
very good
brilliant
start, and he's already, I think, level pegging with Raman, and he's going to try to attack Sid into turn 1.
But Harshi
They're all
might-
very closely bunched up, but Raman is going to have the inside line, and
Does
he's
anyone get to take turn 1 this time?
attacking
Yes, they
Sid,
do, but
and
there's a bit of contact.
lot of punching up
Damage
going on in the
Red
midfield. The
Bull.
two Alfa Romeos collided with one another. The Alpine of Vintage up into P4 somehow.
Abdul
What a
lets
great
his
start for
teammate
him.
by.
meanwhile, Noble got it on the outside of Abdul Samad.
And he's made the move around the
was a
outside
good
at
move.
Cover
Minor
Grande.
damage.
But Raman,
Noble
look at
got a
Raman
minor
into
damage.
De La
He got
Rosia. He
kicked.
almost runs into the back of Sid Venkatesh. Yesterday, evasive action. That's going to put him
Carbon
into.
copy of that Leclerc Hamilton moment. Almost.
Yep, and he's into the clutches of Raman Harshi now. And this is pretty painful for Raman. Smith running a bit wide there. I don't think Smith has his tires warmed up. What's happening here between? Oh no! Oh no! Oxidizers went. He's into a very weird part of the track. I've never seen that part of the track before.
That's
And yeah,
contact between
Jesse?
Malav and Oxidize, so
That's-
yeah, there was an incident.
Very unfortunate for them. And Abhi and
Meanwhile-
Spandan. Oh, Abhi and Spandan into the gravel there at Ascari. What can they both of them do? No, I think
Obviously,
that's.
Spandan's got a horrific
Me-
exit right there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
go
Abhi
ahead.
and Spandan level pegging
Shooter already up
going
to
into.
P7. Jishnu, your
And-
predictions looking strong, mates.
And Vintage is trying to avoid the slipstream, I guess, giving the slipstream to Smith, but Smith is back in the
versus
slipstream.
Vintage.
And Caesar says Malav has damage. I think that is given how.
Look at that.
But yeah, Smith really aggressive.
By the way,
And
props
oh,
to
Red Bull,
Vintage.
Red Bull,
He's
Red Bull.
been,
Noble Gata had to avoid it. Noble Gata had to cut the chicane.
That is a reality here in Monza because if two cars are battling, they will break earlier, and you just have to kind of compensate for it.
And Smith had to back off from Vintage.
Yeah, I mean,
He
I
couldn't
must
make
say
the
props
move
to
there.
Vintage tonight because he has not
And look,
been in these sorts of positions this season.
guys,
He's
I just want to say
turning
that
back to
Smith,
last season's
sorry,
form right now.
guys, Sid does not have very good pace. He's like just fallen back.
No,
I
that's
think-
because he's being very conservative with his ERS as well. So if you look behind, that's a different story altogether.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh, we have
Raman needs to defend when
Nupshan
Nupshan is
spins.
That's an option, yeah.
Malav and Oxidize both onto the hard tires. We missed that. So we have Harshi right on the back of Raman. He can't really make the move now, but I think Sid should be a bit more aggressive.
Raman,
He's really
Archie, that was a weird moment right there. That he almost crashed on the
yeah.
jump.
meanwhile,
Smith right on the
Harshi
back.
going for a move here, and it's
Spandan's
a
crashed.
safety car.
Spandan's crashed. Yeah,
Could be a
Spandan's
safety car.
crashed.
So this has really worked out well for Oxidize and
It's
Malav.
a VSC, it's a VSC, it's a VSC.
Oh,
See,
God.
Nupshan, what are you doing?
Nupshan paid a visit
Is
to.
he in yeah,
And what do Abhi and Noble Gata do? What do they do? Do they pit? Do they stay out? I think they'll stay out. Yeah, they're gonna stay out.
There's
Guys.
no point in pitting this.
They can go into
At
the
this
hards.
point, I would
Yeah.
like to remind you, there's a driver here who's received 5 drive-throughs this season. I would spectate him on this VSC restart to see if he gets it or not.
Are you talking about the one, the only Malav?
Yes, the old guy, as
Yeah, the old guy.
PSI Skin says.
Yes. So nobody is gonna make a pit stop from the top 10. Nupshan had a bit of a weird moment there with Spandan's retired
I
car.
hope nobody. Also, I'm watching Oxidize. Please don't crash on the VSC.
Yeah, Oxidize, just please be a bit careful. We really want to see you finish in a high position.
I know. We all know that if Oxidize finishes races, he's easily a top podium contender every track. It's just he doesn't finish them.
Abdul gets a drive-through penalty. Oh no!
So it's not Malo after all.
Yep, and well, unfortunate.
Meanwhile, Harshi really hounding Raman right now.
Yeah, he
Yep.
got a very good launch, Harshi.
I think this
I think
just
he must have been right in the high revs when he got his restart up.
yeah. And Harshi, but look at that Raman also. Oh, Harshi, what is
Harshi.
that's a aggressive move. I think that was planned because he wanted to scare
but
off
Raman's
Raman
gonna
a
have a
bit.
run on Sid now. That was a
Look
very
at
bad
Sid.
exit
Look
from
at
Sid
how
after
Sid is having to
Parabolica.
weave around. And into turn one, there's
And
gonna be
there's
very
nothing he can do.
close.
There's nothing
Merc
he can
versus
do.
Ferrari.
There's
No,
nothing
oh,
he
they
can
make
do.
contact with the street.
and Raman into the lead. Sid, why was Sid so
That was a
kind?
little sus. That was a little sus.
Yes,
Why
Sid
did
is being.
did that?
Yeah, why?
No, Abdul takes his drive through early.
Yeah, that's sensible, I guess.
But
No
it's
point.
not necessarily a bad thing.
I'm not
It's
sure what
not
vintage.
necessarily a bad thing what Sid did.
Vintage
he can
is
hang
made a-
in Raman's DRS. Sid definitely has more battery than Raman does. So
I think Vintage is
But if
struggling. He's
Raman can
making
break by a second, then Sid is at the mercy of everyone until P6.
Vintage is making multiple steering inputs, so I think there's something wrong with the setup or some. I'm
No,
not sure
that's
what's going
that's just his camera angle, and he
on.
drives with the top.
Oh,
Of
right. I was just wondering why he's making so many steering inputs. But nonetheless, Vintage still holding P4. He's holding his fort pretty well. Smith is not able to get past him, so props to Vintage in the Alpine. And up ahead, Harshi is still not able to get past the car ahead of him. He's stuck in P3.
Shooter
Yeah, but
and
Raman's
Shooter
really
are
struggling
really on track.
in Ascari though. He's having poor exits out of Ascari.
And as they go out of
Sid had a pretty
Parabolica,
shocking exit out of Parabolica last time.
and once again, he does not get a good exit here. He's not
he
getting the
gets a
drive
good
he
enough
wants.
So that when the DRS kicks in,
Yep,
Sid
as
is
they go
going for it. He is going for it.
I
and
think
as they're going to turn one,
Vintage.
it's going to be very close, but I think Raman's going to hold on for
Sid
now.
will get the switch back. Oh, he gets blocked a bit.
But he's going to get
that's
better
what-
traction. He
He
gets
gets
supreme traction.
Very bad exit.
Oh, Raman's trying to
Down the
squeeze him.
Corvo
Oh,
Grande. Ooh, there's gone side contact, but I think it's all fine. Sid not gonna overtake now because of it. He would have had to give that position back.
that was some fantastically close racing between the two of them. And thankfully, they've both survived that onslaught. But yeah, the top
I
six
must
are
say
in a league
credit
of their
to
own.
Vintage. He has not been here.
Oh, Sid! No.
Oh no.
And Smith runs wide,
Smith's crashed! The two championship
Oh, God.
protagonists have binned it into the wall! And that's going to be a full course safety car for this
I don't know
Monza
why
Grand
though,
Prix.
but okay.
Was this simultaneous?
I guess they're just realizing that oh shit, it was a Ferrari. Now we have to call the safety car.
So the
Oh
safety
my
car has
God.
been called out due to too much debris on track.
I'd like to
And
remind
Sid with a penalty!
Whoa. That's. I think he can get that removed. I think.
So what do the
No, he has
leaders
to
do?
serve it because he has to pit.
What do the leaders do? Raman's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
pit,
fair.
No,
and Harshi's gonna follow suit. I think Vintage stays out. Yeah, Vintage stays
That
out.
could be. If there's a late safety car, then it's an advantage to Vintage.
Noble pits. Abhi is gonna stay out as well. So the two Alpines staying out. Sid is gonna
In
pit.
typical Ferrari fashion, everything
true
goes
love.
wrong in 30 to 40 seconds.
Don't we all know that? Noption stays out as well.
Alpine
So
1-2, D1 Alpine, where is this?
I mean, ask
Abdul
Ethan, not
Pitts.
me.
Abdul Pits, Oxidize, and Malav are way too far back. So
I agree with
everybody,
you, Srikanth. The true love.
Alpine is love, as she
I
has written.
don't want to inquire whether he actually knows the spelling of love or not because we might learn some.
I think his interpretation of love is the Singapore interpretation, which I don't want to get into. So, that's-
And
That's a
Malav is
different
now
love.
past his teammate. So from a Ferrari 1-2 on the loading screen, it's now Ferrari 9-10 on lap 6 out of 27. Do you guys think it's sensible for Vintage Abhi option to stay out?
Third.
I mean,
I
as
would
long as
just like
Abhi
to point
protects
out.
Vintage, I think it's fair game. But
I don't think
we have to
Nafsha's
see.
gonna be a threat. He was like
Oh, he
a
almost
second
ran into the
lap
back of
behind
Abhi there. Wow. That was funny.
So guys, I just
No,
want to say this. Will Noption be too much of a detriment to those behind him? Because he is, I don't think he's going to let people by with
In
ease.
terms of causing a safety car, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's what I
No
was
love
trying
lost
to.
there, I see.
So,
I
field
mean,
is-
love lost is like his pace right now. We just can't seem to find it.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
Yep. Let's have
I mean,
a look
I
at
only
the.
want him to get back to his best. This is a man who's finished fourth in the D1 season.
Maybe he just doesn't have his wheel right now.
Yeah, he hasn't had his wheel for 2 years now, basically. So that's like.
So let's have a look at
Not-
the position changes. So, would one of y'all like to run us through them?
Let's talk.
Yeah, Nupshin has gained the most number of positions. He's gained like 8 positions, and Vintage with 6, and post which Abhi and Shooter gaining 4 positions each. And the biggest losers, I must say, is Sid Venkatesh. He's lost 9 positions altogether.
Yep. And
That
apart from that, we have
has to
Noble and
hurt.
Smith. Yeah, Noble Smith
For
losing 3
Sid.
places. Abdul losing 4. He's currently the last of the running cars. And we also have Raman and Harshi who've both lost 2 places each. So,
I think it's a 14
and
point gap.
out of
right
all
now.
this, the only consistent driver is Mala, who's still in the position he started the race in. So, consistency is key. And Malav is proving that
My
to all of
racing
us.
in D1 is going to stand, by the way, because 1 to 13 is not the same. And cannot be the
Yep.
same.
It is Monza. It is D2. It is IRL. That was never gonna
I
happen.
think
That was
Spanda's
too
already
safe of a
retired.
bet.
He for sure was
What are you trying to say, Chips? Elaborate. I think everyone watching the stream would like to know.
Yeah, I think you could have taken a more specific bet because the finishing
You
order
guys-
saying
I
as
don't
they
know
are
about
is.
you guys, but check fastest lap. Noble Carter was really on something. His fastest lap so much quicker than everyone else's. What did he do?
Yep, I think he said that lap time on the mediums, but we have the safety
But
car
everyone
in
else
this
was on
lap,
mediums as well.
and yeah, I think he just got lucky. There was a lot of
Alpine
chaos going on
1-2,
ahead of him.
Hopefully
Yeah,
this
Alpine
is
one.
not
coordinated.
really.
Yeah, Alpine one to PSI. Would you like to take us through the restart in this?
Baz, I will
I
send that
mean,
message to that
I mean,
guy
Vintage
later.
is playing it pretty well. He's slowing the field down.
Taking it
Hopefully
old
it's
school
a
vintage,
clean
just like a
restart,
vintage
but
player.
yeah, still not going. Maybe after this corner, and
Oh,
he
he's
goes.
gone.
That's a good restart.
It's a pretty good restart for vintage player, and
Maybe you should have given him
Nupshan, he crashes.
Nupshan crashes.
Yeah,
And
so
he's
I'm
gonna
just
be
gonna
dumped
refer
down
back
to
to my
last
earlier
place.
comments from 2 minutes ago.
Yep. And it's a very good restart for Vintage, but not so much for Raman, who's under threat from Harshi once again for the umpteenth time
do you
this
guys
race.
think these? Do you guys think these hard tire guys can fight like that? Because if there's a late safety car, then Vintage is gonna be back behind them. He certainly seems to have the pace to be able to keep up with them.
Vintage has
at
some very
this
good
track.
pace around Monza. In any case,
Honestly, I'll give it like 1 or 2 laps till the hard guys have temps in the tiles because I don't think they do right now. The medium guys are just pulling away for a bit.
Yep,
So-
and
Ramin's focused on defending rather than attacking Abhi, so
And
yeah.
he's much quicker right now off launch than Vintage. You see how close
oh,
he is.
Harshi made a slight
And Ramin
mistake there.
takes too much of that inside curb,
Yeah.
unsettling his
That
car.
could be an
And look at
instant
Shooter.
DNF. We know how accurate this game is with it.
Shooter in P5 is now hunting down Harshi. So it's been a pretty good race. Oh, as I say that, he almost loses it at Ascari
I
there.
think
Well,
the
Alpines might be
Alpines are
forced
gonna
to switch the
battle.
leads.
Alpine in the
There's no
battle.
point in battling. They would
No point.
They would be well advised to just keep switching position on the start finish straight every lap.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true.
I mean, Vintage does seem to have the edge on Abhi right now. But I think DRS is going to be enabled this lap.
I
Once
hope
they
they
cross
don't
the
fight
line.
each other and slow each other down.
Meanwhile,
but-
Oxidize and Sid battling for P9. Oh, unfortunate for them. But ahead of them, Malav is leaving them enough room to attack him. And Sid breaks very
Malav,
late.
That's a good one. That's a good some good Ferrari planning right
That's
there
some.
from Malav.
Well, I'm not used to seeing good Ferrari tactics, but that really was very, very good team play by the both of them. And he's trying to hold
And
up
look, now
Oxidize.
he's still ahead, so he's
Yep,
gonna
he's done
help
a very
Sid
good
break
job.
the DRS.
Yep, and Malav doing a stellar job here for his teammate and for Ferrari. And he spins!
The rear end not coping without Shrikant
Old guy
there.
indeed. That old guy indeed.
My apologies, Malav. My sincere apologies.
You're not sorry about that. Shut up, Chips.
Poetic, absolutely poetic. As I was uttering the words that Ferrari is doing a good job and Nupson's crashed.
One.
Nupson's out.
Ooh,
That's
is
probably
that
going to be a
a-
full course safety car. Is it? Is it not?
No, I
The
don't
Alpine
think
boys
he's
are going to
gonna care. They
be.
don't-
Alpine boys. It's going to be pretty bad for them if the safety car comes out now. DRS
They
enabled,
do
so the
not
safety car is
care.
not come out.
They do not care.
The safety car won't be coming out.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. We don't.
Okay, now Ramin's right on the back of them. Okay, guys,
that
this
is
is
the
going to be
moment in
pretty
Ireland
chaotic
history
here.
right
And look at Ramin. Ramin got a very good exit compared to Abhi, and he's going to attack him into the
But he needs to
De La
be
Roger
smart.
chicane. And he's going to go around the outside of
around
Cover
the outside,
Grande.
You filthy animal.
Yeah, Abhi
Yep.
should probably defend, but I don't think he's gonna.
Absolutely
so that's
filthy
that.
right there from Ramin around the outside. That is not an easy overtake in the easiest of circumstances.
Yep.
Best of
And
circumstances.
Harshi's going to get Abhi as well. So Abhi is just letting people by Abdul Samad style.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but
I don't think I agree with that, but I mean, it is his choice, so that's the.
And Shooter gets an excellent exit out of that corner.
he had to take slight evasive action there. And speaking of Abdul, he is making some moves as well into.
Shooter is
How
looking
much-
poised right now. Shooter is looking extremely poised right now.
Shooter is really picked up the pace and he is a man on a mission right now and he's taking to the grass.
His mood was down.
Noble
after
got
the
her.
sprint, but now it's
Oh
back
my
up.
word, what's happening?
what's happening here?
Shooter! What's happened to Shooter? Yeah, I just noticed that both of them had to take avoiding action. Great reactions by Abhi and Noble Gata meanwhile, especially Noble
So
Gata.
Smith is getting a 3-car slipstream out of all of this. Okay, this is going to be interesting, guys.
Okay, done. Oh, vintage meanwhile, let's
Yep.
ramen through. And Don walking in with the uncle needs diabetes injection.
Oh, they make contact, Noble Gata and Abhi.
No, there's contact with Noble.
And Smith gets past Noble Gata. So Noble Gata had to really take very. And what's happening here between Smith and Noble Gata? The two of them are almost forcing one another onto the gravel there, and Abhi is just waiting. What's Abhi going to do?
Oh, Smith! What's up,
almost
Abhi?
making
Oh,
contact.
this-
And Noble Gata.
Noble Gata gets.
Oh, Smith had a bit of a slight fishtail there, and Smith is now back behind Noble Gata. So 11 laps into this Monza Grand Prix, it has been utter chaos, and we still have more than half the race to go. Sid now right
I
behind
think he's
Smith.
a lap under
DRS,
the
DRS.
limit.
Oh, I forgot about DRS. Now with DRS, I think Harshi. I forgot DRS existed.
Now Sid and Smith, 1 and 2 in the championship.
Meanwhile, Oxidize getting a mad exit out of the
Oh
Ascari.
my god.
Oh.
Pushing Sid through
Brilliant.
almost.
Oh, there's some trees here in the
Okay,
cinematic camera.
That Dan
But
Magni
yeah.
comment still has me rolling. Apologies.
Oh,
Oh,
Oxidized had to
He
take.
has to back out of
Yeah,
that.
but he'll get a very good exit, but I don't think that'll matter. Because there's a DRS train ahead of him, which is being led by Abhi,
Meanwhile,
who's gonna
Vintage
get.
on back on
Meanwhile,
Ramen.
Noble
This is
Card on
not what
Abhi.
Ramen would wanted.
And this the change for the lead once again. Vintage into the lead. Raman, is he gonna defend it? No, he doesn't. And Harshi
And I
taking
think
slight
Ramen's
evasive
been
action.
smart about this. He knows Vintage has to pit if the safety car's not gonna come out. So
Yep. And this D2 race is really coming alive. There's a yellow flag in
And
sector one
someone
Oxidize.
oxidize. No.
See, this is what
I
happens
can
with
see his
Oxidize.
tires.
Yeah,
I
this
can
is what
see
happens with
Uncle meanwhile
Oxidize.
now back on
Oh,
the.
Meanwhile, Malav's just approaching Oxidize right now. Wow.
Yeah.
very, very unfortunate for Oxidize there, but the drama will carry on up ahead as Raman gets a very, very poor exit out of second Lesmo, and
Yes, I was
Harshi
feeling
finally
very
looking to make a move
about
on his foe into a Scary chicane. The Williams and the Merc are going to be level pegging. Who's going to get
No,
the
but he's
inside
not
line?
close
Nope.
enough. He had to back
He's
out.
not close enough. Yep. But once again, Raman
He
not
now
getting
gets
good
a much
exits.
better exit. Look at that
And
exit
Vintage
speed.
with a very poor exit.
Oh, shooter has crashed.
Oh no.
Oh, oh no.
no.
The
VSC?
only AlphaTauri in this race, Shooter, has had a pretty major moment out of Ascari chicane. I hope he does not have any rear wing damage or any bargeboard damage. But look at the battle for the
Look
lead
at
here.
Harshi.
Ramen's out of VRS.
The
Ramen's out
top
of
three
VRS.
separated by 3/10.
Harshi
You don't
might get
see
a double
that.
overtake done. He does. He's going for it. It's
And
three
that-
wide. It's three wide.
Turn one.
Oh!
No.
And ahead of
He
him,
got somebody with
wow, he
that.
almost
Someone
T-boned
took that
Ramen there. He almost T-boned Ramen. But Vintage
3 into
still
1 does not go, lads.
Vintage still in the lead somehow.
And
from
Ramen's
Ramen.
blinking. Harshi is blinking. Wow.
Vintage
Everyone's
is not
blinking.
blinking though, except for
As-
the
Yeah.
Alpine.
As Shrikant would say, flashing.
Or
Flashing,
winking.
flashing.
Now, that
As
second
they say in
comment, that
Singapore.
second comment isn't as funny. The first one was genuinely hilarious.
Harshi is being bold with that inside curb. Wow.
Harshi is really going guns blazing and we have Abhi retired.
And
Is that going to be a safety car? Is that a safety car for?
it is
Yes,
a safety
yes.
car.
This is going to be fantastic for
Big guy
Vintage.
didn't call that.
L plan. L plan.
Vintage is going to be
plan
apt.
indeed.
Yes, are you trying to imply something?
I mean, I'm just.
Oh
I'm
guys,
just saying L plan.
guys,
That's all
this is
I'm
the
saying.
same team that did Crashgate. So
Balls gate. Cheating gate.
That's in Singapore also.
and
I mean,
Vintage.
can you really blame them if it's in Singapore?
Vintage should pit. Vintage should pit for hards, I guess. No point going for anything else. And
Yeah, but look at the advantage now. Either everyone has to pit or they're all going to go on and his must be on Ramen.
oh, he gets
Oh,
a
Vintage gets a
penalty.
5-second.
I was just wondering why he
okay,
wasn't
that
slowing
was
down.
Choke pin! Choke pin!
That
What
was
are
not
you
part of the
doing?
plan, but I mean,
Absolute choke job from Alpine.
That is
But
the
what
I mean,
is
curse.
still better
expected?
than
They're
still
taking
better
the-
than what my brother is claiming to be whoever the uncle is in the feedback.
The curse of Cyril Abitable lives on for Alpine as he comes out in P9 with a 5-second penalty to his name. Malav goes on to the mediums, the only driver to do so at this point.
Although this could not be as bad as thought because the only person behind him is Malav. He will only go down to P10 and now he can pit for mediums again.
Yup. But the safety car won't be in this lap, right? Regardless of whether Malav catches
Yes.
up or not.
Yeah, so look, hasn't necessarily lost anything. He just has a headache of pitting again now.
Yup. So I guess Vintage should do so and pit onto the... If he has a set of fresh mediums, he should do so.
I think he
Because-
should because we didn't do qualifying technically on
Yep,
this lobby.
logically he can take those tires to the end, right? Mediums can go, what will it be, 12 laps? Easily. What's happening, PSI?
Okay, I'll just say that. No. We shouldn't encourage this type of behavior too much. This tomfoolery.
I am going to...
That comment though.
The first one is genuinely hilarious like that. That had me rolling.
Yeah, that's not...
Why couldn't there have been a safety car?
I don't think that can be...
I don't know what sort of beef is going on. I take zero responsibility for it.
Well, Malav did tell me before the race that he tries to start beef because he can't consume it, so he tries to start the
And
non-physical version.
Vintage What does Vintage do, guys? What do you think?
He has to be. He's going to be.
Vintage, come on, Vintage. Box for mediums. Yes, and please don't speed.
Don't speed
Thank
again.
you.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, Dal Makhani is going non-vegetarian.
Yeah. Okay. What? Okay. Okay. Yeah.
The
Okay.
Dal
I see,
Makhani.
I see.
A pretty poor joke there. A joke.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yep.
It's a
Shrikant.
yoke.
Yes, Shrikant, we are missing. We could have had another safety car in this race. We are missing you.
I would just like
And
to point out,
Vintage
by
on
the way,
13
that
lap old mediums. He's put the wrong set of mediums on. Or was that the
I mean, he can just spit again.
No, the safety car is going to be in this lap.
No, I mean, if he drives slowly enough, he can, I guess.
But that's not legal
how
per
do
se.
Alpine do it? Alpine drivers, answer me.
PSI. PSI, you
I am
are.
asking you.
I think he's listening to this stream because he's driving slowly.
Vintage.
I love this.
Oh no, Vintage. We
love
went
it.
fresh mediums.
Vintage doesn't give up. Yeah.
Brilliant.
What does Vintage do now?
Vintage
This is.
doesn't give. Vintage doesn't give what a man in Singapore didn't get for 6 months about that. So yeah,
Okay.
just
Vintage, warm up your
Um,
tires. Wink, wink. Continue to warm up your.
Corners and stuff.
did he cut that? Did he get a warning from Price? That was very bad.
And Vintage is warming up his tires, wink wink, as PSI asked him to. And
Basil, the off. This man said Vintage would win, and now he's saying he's getting
safety cars in this lap. What kind of a call is this? What kind of a call is this? It's at Parabolica. This is dangerous. More than anything, it's dangerous to call the safety car in this late.
I mean, for
This
the
is-
FIA, it's added entertainment. So that
Yeah. And Ramen's gone, but Harshi's got a very good restart. Why isn't he in the
He didn't really have much
slipstream?
of a choice, did he?
Yeah, why isn't Harshi in the slipstream?
I think they're quite allergic to the slipstream. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
man, look at Oxidize and Shooter side by side. Sid and Smith
it
side by
because they
side. So many cars,
because
so
they're
close
good
together.
guys?
I don't know! The two Alfa Romeos! The two Alfa Romeos!
Oh god! I genuinely feel bad for the D2 stewards. Let's take a moment for them.
One of them
The
is here
fallen
with us.
brothers.
One of them is here with us. Oh no!
Oh, that is an Alfa Romeo.
Oxidize in all of this P5! P5!
Yellow flag, yellow flag, yellow
The man
flag.
was crashed out.
Vintage, what happened to
Crashed
Vintage?
out on lap 1.
He had a moment. He had to.
Once again, we switch our.
The man
There's
was
too much stuff to follow.
out. Basically, Noble Carter from nowhere with a quali ban. P3.
From last
That's
to
how a real
P3.
Red Bull driver drives to the Red Bull in the
I
in the
love how
chat.
Sid is back in like top 5 again.
Yeah. And once
He
again,
is a
the
Ferrari
saga
driver and we have a
one.
history.
And I'm not just to point out Harshi and Raman. You could expect some
Yeah.
wheel banging, so Sid and Oxidize could end up on the podium. You never know.
Yep.
But
And-
props to Noble Carter. No qualifying. I think he got up to like 10th or something in the sprint. And now he's in the
Harshi-
podium fight.
Into turn 1, no, he can't make the move. So once again, the saga continues. Harshi chasing down Noble. Oh, Ramen, and he goes deep. And look at Noble Carter.
But boys,
Noble Carter.
what do you guys think about that Alfa Romeo?
I think Abdul just completely missed his breaking point. I don't think that was malicious
But to
intent.
hit your own teammate.
It's a
Especially
cardinal
now
sin.
that Sid is 4th again.
It's the
I
biggest
think I
sin
don't
of
want
all.
to be in that party chat, to be honest, at this point.
Yep,
I think
Abdul
no one would
Pitts
like to be
for
The
medium.
lead is already down to something like 14 points and it's gonna come down even further now if it ends like this. Of course, there's still a long way to go, and this race has shown us that you cannot write anyone out.
Yep.
I'm sorry, you said right or right? Never mind, sorry.
Oh. PG-13, boys.
Okay, well.
This is still being broadcast to kids, including Shrikant. So we need to be very nice with what we are speaking.
I can't, I just can't.
Brilliant, absolutely
Yeah.
class.
in,
Yeah,
in,
so-
in the, I don't know whether
We-
Basil is trying to be funny or whether he's just had an episode because what is that message?
DRS is enabled, and we have Oxidized right on the back of Sid. So these two
Oxidize
are
is looking fast right
fighting.
now. He could threaten up front.
Yep,
But
and he's
once
gonna go
again-
for a move into turn 1. Is he? No, he is not. He's gonna hold on for now.
Shooter,
Oh,
no,
shooter!
shooter,
That was lag.
don't
That was
hit
lag.
him.
That was lag, I guess, because
That was lag. That was lag. But yeah,
the
damn.
card just doesn't bounce
Alright,
like that.
Once again, guys.
My
guys,
nuts
I'm
were
once
in my
again- I
mouth
think
for a second there.
PSI
Oh, look at her.
massage, please.
What?
That's what Basil wants you to give him a massage.
Okay.
Okay, Hashi's
this-
closing in. Evis, he's closing in. He means business right now.
Harshis really closes in sector 2. That means he's probably running a bit more downforce. That leads me to believe that Raman is running in 0-0 wings.
Possibly, because see, Ramen's getting very bad.
Guys, once again, I
downforce.
implore all of us are a member of this community. Oxidize, please finish the race.
Yes.
That's all we want, and my game crash.
Oh,
Okay.
do rejoin.
PS5 problems.
The three of us shall keep the viewers happy till then.
Not gonna lie, what a brilliant job Sid is doing, defending from Oxidize at the same time catching the top 3 in front.
Yep, and
think
I
that's
must
really
applaud Ramen. It's not easy to keep charging Hershey
yeah.
behind,
And
but
Oxidize is going for a move. I don't think Sid's gonna put up too
and
much
there's
of
the
a
battle
fight
for the
there.
lead. Hershey into turn 1 is gonna get past the Mercedes of Ramen, or is he? Is Ramen gonna break late? No, Ramen doesn't have anything to defend with, and Ramen falls down to P2 and is now falling into the clutches of Noblegata, who is charging up from P3. What a fantastic drive this Red Bull man has had. And we
The
fix
more
it
these
with
guys
that.
fight is just helping Oxidize and Sid really close that gap.
Yep, and both of them, Oxidize and Sid, are more experienced than most of the grid here, and I think they know to bide their time. The young ones will try to
How
collide
young
with one
though?
another. Yeah, I mean, for them,
Shrikant young
anything is
or-
young. No,
young,
that's
young.
that's infant.
Yeah.
We need something more than that.
Oh.
But nonetheless, yeah, sorry Shrikant, my apologies,
Yes,
going a
your
bit too
brother
much.
just is very intrigued in what's happening with your massage situation.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Oxidize really closing in now.
I must mention, Harshi's pulled away by almost a second. That's very promising
Yeah,
for him.
Harshi-
Yeah, that just goes.
But
One thing is now is that he is gonna have a lot of grip compared to the guys who's running more downforce, and Ramen seems to be struggling.
And
here.
Oxidize sets the fastest lap of the race. He's flying right now.
on 18 lap pull
And
hard.
then quicker than Noble Garter on that lap.
And Noblegata is already flashing. So,
Shrikant,
hey, close your eyes, child. If you're watching.
Vintage into the
Vintage
pits. What a dismal end to
I
the
mean,
race
you're
for
gonna
him.
get points, so there's no point in retiring.
But yeah, he could have done a lot better. And Sid and
Sid
Shooter.
Sid Shooter.
Wow. And Shooter's really lagging, at least on the stream here. And I don't think Sid can do much. Look at him into the first Lesmo. He was so close, but he just couldn't do anything there. Oxra is now on the back of
Oxidize
Noble
gets a
Garter.
brilliant exit. But again, I think
I don't think he can make the move here. He can probably make
It's
it
a
onto the
DRS
main
train,
straight.
isn't it?
Yep.
yeah.
No
It
one wants
is.
to-
And look, Raman's got back up a bit to
Raman had a bad
Harshi.
Oh,
exit.
look at that exit. Oxidize gets out of that corner.
If only there was a DRS zone here, which I don't
And
know why.
Malav
there
and
isn't. And
Sid.
now Malav is overtaking Sid.
Oh, we don't
Wow,
see that
wow,
very
wow.
often,
So it's-
but
it's gonna be
Oh, Oxidize going for it. Oxidize going for it. Oh, they almost touch.
Oh, my heart was in my mouth. Right there.
and he's still chasing after the Red Bull Oxidized.
Light blinking.
Noble
on
Garter's light is blinking. And into turn 1, what's gonna happen here? Oxidize! Wow, that was too
That's
risky.
a whole lot of moving under braking.
Yeah.
Well, for the championship.
Oh, Oxidize crashes out!
That's probably rearming damage there.
That is
wow.
typical Oxidized luck. It's so unfortunate.
I just appealed to him to please finish that. I mean, well, he is finishing the
Noble
race.
Garter is in the
Finish not
chat.
where we want him to, but
I don't understand how Noble Garter is Noble Guard is
Yeah,
putting up
like,
messages in
Noble
chat.
Guard is in the chat.
Yeah, I don't
What a
understand
chat.
how Noble Guard is doing
unless
that.
he has some like Stephen Hawking kind of shit going on there, but wow.
I guess
Can
we
we just
can.
mention on Noble Carter in chat is cleaner than like.
I guess we can finish the interview for Noble Carter in the chat.
Yes.
Rather than getting.
Ramen mountain that curve like
Ramen,
that's no tomorrow.
Ramen!
It's a
no,
penalty.
no. That is, you don't do that.
That's track
You
No,
limits.
I
don't
mean
do
you
That's
that.
can you can click a picture of your left like tire and then send it in the Stewart's channel if you know what I mean. We fix.
And also,
No.
lapped cars cause DNFs here at that corner. Only at that
Oh
corner.
yeah. Oh yeah. I remember.
and Malav is now catching up to Shooter. So Malav could be the dark horse here.
Malav's on mediums and
The
Smith
underdog.
overtakes
Smith and
it.
Sid, the championship
That's
protagonists,
way too
overtake.
nice, guys. The first and second in the championship. Come on.
And don't think Sid is too eager to make too many risky moves after what's happened to him in the race. Yeah, for softs, I mean,
Is
he
he
might as
gonna
well.
retire?
Fastest lap. No,
I
fastest
think
lap,
he
I
might
think.
as well go on. He has to go. He will get some points if he finishes 90% of this race.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
Anything
going for
could
the
happen
soft
here.
and the fastest lap. Yeah.
And
A
Malav
late
is
safety car.
vintage.
Vintage.
There you go,
Look at
vintage.
that.
What could have been for you? Okay, there is a
I
lot
blame
of.
the car. I don't blame the driver in that scenario.
Yep. Malav is now within the DRS. So the top 5 are within DRS range of one another.
Yeah,
as is Smith.
Malav is
As is Smith.
P4.
As is Sid. So the top 7 are within DRS range of one another. Actually, it's just
Malav is
changed.
P4 right now. If he overtakes Shooter, he's on podium, which I told him he would be at the beginning of.
Oh, he cuts
the
the.
race.
Malav cuts that corners.
Thankfully, I think he didn't do too many
No.
track limits early on, so he's gonna get away with that. Lucky Malav, but nonetheless, he
Let me
is gonna
just check
carry
the
on.
warning situation on
Yep,
Malav.
and his light is blinking, so maybe a bit of conservation.
He has to. He has
Two.
to.
So he's.
Yeah, but he's just faster.
Yep, he
including
is.
that one. Including that one.
Yeah, including
He's just
that one.
faster
So
right now. His tires is on 9 lap old. These guys on 17 lap old hards. That's
Can Raman do anything against Harshi? I don't think he can because Harshi is getting good exits, and while Raman has a straight line speed, it's.
this is basically for a podium spot now. The one track where you don't want to get a 3-second time penalty, Monza.
I think Smith
And
is
And
going
Smith is
on
going
Malav
for
there.
it.
Smith on Malav
I think
and
Malav
on
is just letting him through.
That's a pretty grande
No.
move by Smith, and if it was not.
Will he be able to make the corner? Yes.
Yeah, he does. He does. That was a very nice move by Smith, and now
Guys, you're
Smith.
fighting
is-
Ferrari. You are fighting this man for the drivers.
And Malav
it
loses
happened.
it. And almost collects his teammate for good measure.
What was he even doing? Like he took no entry speed and still managed to spin out because he had too much entry speed.
And let's focus on the battle for the lead here. We have, what is it, 5 laps remaining, 4 as we cross the line.
Shooter versus Smith in a few laps now, and that's basically for the lead.
Yes.
For a podium spot, I mean.
Yeah, for the podium. Because see, Raman, I think, is getting eager. He needs a
P5.
good exit. He needs a good exit.
He's P5 right now.
I'm not gonna focus on the comments here. They are not very
Yeah,
worthy
I
of being
don't even know
discussed. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
they're quite wild, I must
Not-
say.
Yeah, it's not even a fun at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's
The
just
first
focus
one.
on the race at hand here. We have Raman. He can't do much against Harshi. So I'm not sure what these two are going to be able to do. Meanwhile, has Noble Guard stayed within DRS range this entire
Raman
time?
even want to fight Hershey, considering he has the 3 seconds. He's just be focusing on getting his DRS every time.
I think that's just a part of it. Smith came very close to running into the back of Shooter there. So Smith showing good pace, Oxidized with the fastest lap.
The fastest lap.
What's the difference between his and Vintage's fastest lap?
Like 7 tenths.
Yeah, never mind. I was gonna say it's close, but nonetheless. Shooter on Noble Guard on Raman on Harshi.
Fresher tires than that. I mean, Hershey doesn't have to defend this. Like, he knows. He knows that it's probably more harmful to Raman to overtake him, so he might as well just not use his ERS anymore.
Yep. And I think what's the case now? Harshi doesn't have much battery, as we can see from his steering wheel. And I think Raman has some bit of battery. Noble Carter really needs to pick up the pace now. It is the final 3 laps of this race as we cross the line. Yes,
And he's
it is
run
the
out of
last 3 laps
DRS, and
of the
Shooter
race.
is now going to be all over him. And he's run out. He's out of DRS range as well. So Shooter has a chance. Last 3 laps.
And into turn 1, is Shooter going to make a move? I
Please
don't think he
break.
is. Nope.
Please break.
No. So I don't assume. Oh, Noble Carter gets a pretty bad exit out of turn 2 there. And that's going to open up the door for Shooter
Yeah, but
around
he-
Cover Grande. But I don't think Shooter really had a good run himself. And he's going to fall into
Oh,
clutches.
meanwhile, Ramen
And
is
gets
overtaking
past
Harshi.
Harshi.
That
So.
was a engineered move. That was engineered.
Oh, no, Smith. Smith
What's
had a
happened?
moment. I think Shooter is lagging in front of Smith.
I think Shooter's
And,
lagging for everyone. But what happened there?
Yeah.
Just walk us through what happened
Yeah.
if you caught it.
Yeah, like, so Shooter lagged a bit and Smith had to basically take avoiding action and he lost time, but...
And Raman and Harshi both deploying. And I don't assume that if
Ramen is
Raman
P4 right now, so
Yeah,
Smith
Ramen-
needs to gain these 2 tenths.
Raman showing some
Yeah,
good
Smith
pace.
really needs to get the move on as quickly
See,
as
both
possible.
Raman and Harshi are showing some very good pace. Noble Gata gets a penalty. That is
I mean, that's just to Smith's favor, but
even more pain for Noble Gata. But as we go into the penultimate lap of what has been an enthralling Italian Grand Prix, Harshi is still chasing down the race leader.
Elongated Italian
Yes,
ground.
elongated as well. It is past 12 o'clock here. And Harshi into turn 1. Can he make the move on the Merc driver? No, he can't. He is running out of opportunities at this point. And Noble Gata almost being forced off there by Shooter. And Shooter. And
Meanwhile,
Smith right
Oxidized
behind
gets
him.
past
Smith was almost squeezed onto the grass there. I just caught that. Just happened to catch that.
Meanwhile,
Super,
Oxidized has
super close.
overtaken
And
him.
Smith is gonna get the move made on Shooter, I think. As they go side by
it's gonna
side
be
into
Billy,
Della Roggia.
Billy.
And is he gonna break late? He is, and he's gonna
That
make the
Billy
move
gets hit slightly,
around the
but also a
outside.
brilliant move from Smith. Mwah! Chef's kiss.
I think that shows
That's why
why
he's
he's the
winning
championship
right now,
leader.
the
Yeah,
title.
exactly. That's why he's the championship leader, Smith. That was a fantastic move. It was calculated as well. And I think that all stemmed from him being squeezed by Shooter at the exit of turn 2, yellow flag for Vintage.
Vintage.
I think that's an unfortunate Alpine moment. Sorry, PSI. Just want to say, Raman and Harshi have pulled away massively from Noble Garter, so Raman's almost guaranteed P2 at this point, I believe.
3 point.
Yeah, no, I think Raman's gonna get P2 at this rate. Yellow flag for
3.7
Vintage.
3.7, that's Vintage again.
by Alpine pain.
3.7. Smith needs to put in the lap of his life to get P2 here, and that starts with getting this move done on Noble Garter.
I think
Because
that's
he's
going to be
gonna hold him up
pretty
for the rest of the
straightforward
lap.
here. As we start the final lap of this Italian Grand Prix, Smith and Noble Gata going side by side into turn 1, but it's going to be Smith who ends turn 1 ahead of the Red Bull driver, and Noble Gata doesn't fight it too much sensibly, so I don't think he has
3
enough
points.
straight line speed to do so. I'm going to put on the
8
gap to the leader. So Smith
7, 6
has
tenths. 6
Smith-
tenths. 6, 5. Almost coming down immediately. Look, it ran on a mission, Smith, for that P2.
Smith, this has to be scenario 7
4
for Smith.
tenths.
Scenario 7 for Smith, it's 6 tenths on my screen. I'm not sure how it's 4 tenths for you. It's
I
Yeah, it's
was
down
for
to
a
6 for me
brief
now,
bit.
but
not sure what's going on here, but
4 tenths now.
it's 5 tenths.
now.
Oxidizer retired. It's typical
God.
Oxidized luck. He has all the pace in the world, but he usually doesn't get to the
That's
finish, unfortunately.
that ain't luck.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
at this point. we should-
And Smith, I don't think has.
Yeah, he won't. And he doesn't need to risk it as well. He's well ahead of Sid.
Yup.
Yeah, and he's getting
But
decent podium as well.
in
so-
all this, it's been Raman who has come out on top on track, but Harshi, who has kept his nose clean, is gonna finish P2 on track, but is going to win the Italian Grand Prix. Smith finishes P3 after what was a pretty chaotic race for him. Noble Gata finishes P4 on track, but drops to P6. Sid is P5, Shooters P4, Malav
Sid was a tenth
P7.
behind Shooter.
Malav,
Look
what
at
could
how
have
close
been?
their eyes are.
What could have been for Malav? Vintage is P8 in the Alpine. What could have been for him? He could have really been in the mix here, but he really messed up his strategy.
Yeah, unfortunately, he drives an Alpine, so I don't.
Yeah, right at the end there.
Terrible.
And but what a drive by
anyone just want to
Harshi.
spectate Abdul
Yes, I will.
for the last half of the lap?
Abdul, yeah, it's. I don't think Abdul and Smith are gonna have a very nice debrief at the end of this race.
Yeah, Noble
the Alfa
Gart has
Romeo
already
debrief.
left the session, so he doesn't think his 3 seconds can get removed because he didn't even bother with the race directors then. What's Abdul? Oh my god.
Abdul is mowing the lawn. I think he is bringing out his true UP side, and he has a nice spin as well. So thank you, Abdul.
If
For
he gets
some...
disqualified while reversing, it's just.
Nah, he won't. He knows how to get around the corner. That's how he has the best rating in all of Uber. And Abdul up to the line. No, he's in the pits. All right. So I'm gonna switch over to Harshi, or do I? Good job, Abdul. And I can't even switch to him. Yeah, all right. Abdul in the pits.
I am.
Who's
I'm very
clapping?
confused if.
Multiple things.
Are you
Yeah.
sure that's clapping? That's the bigger question is.
Multiple ways of clapping, you know,
Whatever you
PSI.
guys wanted to say.
I think Singapore. Yeah, we're getting the vibes.
So
Shooter driver of the day.
So Shrikant says it was a great to engineer the top 2 and P4, P6. All right. So Shrikant race engineered Raman, Harshi, who was P4, I believe. Who finished P4 after penalties? Shooter, right? Yeah, Shooter, because Noble Gata got a penalty, and sixth was this guy, Noble Gata. Yeah. So
yeah,
Harshi.
I'm gonna blame Raman getting flustered on Shrikant's terrible engineering and getting that 3-second time penalty, without which he would have.
Yep. And there we go, the famous Monza podium with not the Tifosi below the podium.
And no Ferrari.
Yeah, no Ferrari flag. That's not really Monza. To see
Who
random
cares
people.
about attention to detail anyway? It's not like.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But what
Honestly,
we do care about.
Close to a Ferrari.
Yes, what we do
Close
care
to
about
Ferrari.
is the race
There's always
result.
a Ferrari flag there.
So
Yeah.
the final race result. Harshi takes the race win from P3 on the grid. Raman with the 3-sec penalty, he could have won the race, but unfortunate for him, he is going to finish P2 at the end. Smith P3 after a very chaotic and almost disastrous race for him at some points in the race. Shooters P4 from P10, a great drive by him. Sid P5 from P1, not the result he was looking for. Noble Guard of P6 with that late penalty, he dropped back a couple of places. Mal of P7, Vintage P8, Abdul's P9, and Oxidize, I believe he finished more than 90% of the race, so he is going to be classified in P10 with the fastest lap, which makes it 2 points. Our non-finishers are Abhi, Nabshan, and Spandan. And from the race weekend, we can look that Harshi has taken maximum points, I believe. No, not maximum points, it's just two less than the maximum points. So,
Yeah, which is the
31
first
points.
number, so it's
Yeah,
actually
31 points from a race weekend, but
three
as per
less, actually.
IRL standings, that's going to change. IRL points, yeah. So, Harshi, I shall go through the race director actually. The weekend result doesn't matter. Oh. Apparently, the race director has frozen my game.
Brilliant.
I just don't.
I can't access anything apart from the race director. Brilliant.
I can't access the race director because I'm just frozen with a nice backdrop of Monza, which I think is a nice way to interview our top 3. So do we have everybody in the party chat?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm here.
Smith, are you here?
Yeah, Chips.
Yes, so Smith, you did finish P3 and we would like to start off with you. So I think the one and only question we shall ask you is, how was your race, and also what happened with Abdul over there at turn 1?
How was the race? Well, kind of chaotic, not gonna lie. Too many cars, like too much of contact here and there, but I believe that's Monza for you. With Abdul, unfortunate incident by him. His tires were cold. It was just after the safety car restart, and he kind of missed his braking point. So yeah, that caused him front wing damage and neither position. So yeah.
Did you get damage, like side pod damage, rear wing damage, something from that?
No, nothing.
Okay,
That
so-
was a good thing for me that I didn't get any damage.
Yep.
But yeah.
Still, I mean, it was a very good move by you also on shooter around the outside of Curva Grande. No, was it the... No, around the outside on into the Della Roja chicane. That was a very good late braking move by you right at the end there. So, I think it was a pretty good damage limitation race by you, Smith. I'll say it was a... You can be happy with this. Maybe it was not the perfect result,
Not
but...
exactly. In fact, I did spin, get damage. I broke my front wing. Actually, it was caused because, unfortunate for Sid there, I think because of him I got distracted and I spun.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, that's why it's
but yeah,
good damage
GG's.
limitation by you. Good job, Smith. Good race by you.
Congrats to the other two. I believe it's
Yes.
Harshi and Raman, right? Yep.
Yes, they are. Vifix, PSI, Redstone. Anything you want to ask them?
I mean, not really. I don't even remember what happened like an hour ago, to be honest.
Nah, we understand.
Yes.
Let's end this and jump back to P4
Yep. Let's
GTA.
move on to P2. Raman.
Hi.
Firstly, good job, great driving by you. You really pulled out all the stops in the final few laps there. I saw you increase the gap to you and Harshi increase the gap to P3 by quite a few tenths, and I think that saved you the possibility of dropping down to P3. So just walk us through your race.
Well, to start off, I got a pretty good start in the sprint race. But then Noble was faster. I don't know what happened in turn one. Like he suddenly ghosted, and then he appeared like right in front of me, like slowing down but not moving. Like he went straight and slowed down at the same time. But like he also admitted that it was a ghosting thing. So, but Sid got past, and with so little time left, I couldn't catch him. In this again in the main race, I think my race was pretty incident free till like I got a 3-second penalty, and like Hershey was like I had more straight line speed, but we could all see that he was faster over the course of a lap. So when he was next to me, like I decided not to, and we were in agreement on our voice chat as well. Ki, let's not fight this. But then towards the end, when I picked up the penalty, like he was very kind enough to let me go, like just to help me bridge the gap to Smith. So yeah, worked out pretty well. And also Srikanth wants me to say that we are very thankful to him for helping us engineer our race and keeping us calm.
Well, I think the both of you can be grateful to Srikanth. After all, regardless of everything, you did get P1 and P2. So
Yeah.
good job by you. And against all the odds, I just want to ask you, Raman, in the sprint on the penultimate lap, on lap 8 of 9, did you make contact with Shooter into turn 1? And if yes, just what happened there? Because there was some chaos going on.
Yeah,
So
we
we
did.
missed
I
that.
just mentioned that, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
no, I
he
thought that was
ghosted in front
you
of
said
me,
Noble.
like,
You said Noble Carter.
Oh no, I meant Shooter. Sorry. I
Yeah,
meant
yeah.
Shooter,
Just
yeah,
want to clear that up. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Good
I
race by
want
you.
no beef in the...
Yeah. Anything you guys want to ask, Raman?
Nah, just like to ask, you can blame your race engineer for getting you that 3-second penalty. I know how annoying can be.
Yes. Nonetheless, congrats, Raman. Good job on P2.
Thank you.
Now we move on to the race winner. You kept it clean all throughout, and you did end up winning the race. Harshi, how do you feel, and how was your race?
I feel good and fun. Like this was the first time I didn't get hit out. No one touched me the whole race this whole season, so I won. So I hope people can do that next race. And and it was funny. The safety car just out of nowhere said it's going in. That was the best part of the race.
Right.
Yep. I mean, nothing much to ask you. The both of you and Raman put up a very good show for us in the comms box. It was very close to. It was very nice to see your close battles, follow your close battles
Yeah,
all
the
throughout
only
the
reason we
race.
had that close battle because we didn't use ERS. None of us, both of us were just cold fighting. Like it feels like F2 almost because we weren't using ERS. We were just going straight for pace. Whoever overtook on ERS overtook.
That is pretty remarkable there. With this new knowledge, it's pretty remarkable. Good job then. Very, very good performance by you, and kudos on the win. Anything Vifix, PSI or Ajit, Redstone would you like to ask, or Redstone's left?
Redstone's gone. I think he
Yeah.
had to sweat for tomorrow's race. So.
So PSI, Vifix, anything you want to ask him?
I mean, not really, because it was very good racing. He won in spite of his race engineer. Yeah.
You have to do with what you got. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unfortunately, the race engineer didn't got.
I
good,
mean,
and
you can only the respect only increases when you have Srikanth as your race engineer and you have to drive against all of that.
Yes.
And you still win against the odds. That
And you
is
still won. Yeah,
mighty
exactly.
impressive. So very
Oh,
well
yeah.
done,
Only thing he
Harshi.
said is don't run 0-0. Don't 0 wing, and I did it and I won.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good. So against the odds, Raman and Harshi, both of you managed to get to P1 and P2 despite being engineered by Shrikant. Yes, Shrikant, I agree with that comment wholeheartedly. And the top 3, congrats to all of you. A very, very entertaining race we've had. Thank you, Vifix. Thank you, PSI, for joining me. And also thank you, Redstone, who has left the party. But thank you, everyone. Do tune in for D1 tomorrow. It is going to be pretty something else. Yeah, the three of us.
Hopefully not this long. Hopefully not this long.
Yes, definitely not. And the three of us are
in
going to be
Singapore,
here.
long is good, so I mean, come on. But
Alright, I'm out.
Yeah, we'll talk. Alright, so thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out, dropping your comments. We shall see you tomorrow for the Division 1 race. Until then, take care, good night, and bye-bye.
Tata.